Have anything you could want. I want you to sign this paper which hands over your company to Tazuna. I want the code to your safe and the location of your base so we can take everything. Naruto says in a cold tone, scaring Gato so much he just did what? He said without even thinking about what he said. Here I did what you asked, why you'll let me go right, the still scared man said. I never said that. You are going to die for making my daughter suffer and killing her sister. Naruto then throws God high into the sky and gets in a stance to attack. Heaven splitter, Naruto whispers, but still everyone heard what he said. Then again everyone is shocked to see Naruto slice his blade vertical and up in the sky, and Gato is split in half. And even the clouds are split, revealing a bright sun and blue sky. What the hell, this boy could have killed me easily, so why did he let me live? An awakened Zabuza asked, looking at the blonde in respect at what he just saw. Are you kidding me? He just split the fucking sky. This is going to be one report, though Kakashi. Oh yay, I'm riding him until the bed breaks. A soaking Anko, though looking at Naruto with lust as if reading her mind, turns to her and winks, making her blush. The people of Wave all let out cheers at what just happened to Gato, and they're now free country. They all run to Naruto and start to call him Naruto-sama and throw him in the air up and down, making him laugh. While Papa is really strong, I hope I can be as strong as him one day, Rukia says. Anko hears what she says and rubs her bunny ears, making Rukia slap her hands away from her head. You're gonna need a lot of training if you want to be strong like your daddy, Anko says, smirking. Naruto, finally able to get down from the villagers, walks to his group. All right, you guys, let's go back to the house so we can rest and party. He says the last part with a grin, making all the villagers cheer and run into town. Hey Naruto, Zabuza calls the blonde. What is it, no brows? Naruto says with a smirk. A tick mark appeared on Zabuza's head, and a giggling Haku could be heard. Why did you let me live when you could have killed me easily? He asked, wanting an answer. Well, if I killed you, Haku-chan would be sad, and I can't have that, he says, removing the mask of a blushing Haku. What does she have to do with it? Zabuza asked with a raised eyebrow at the blonde. Well, she loves you like her father, and I can't kill her father now, can I? He said, smiling. This surprised Zabuza, who looked at Haku with wide eyes, who looked away feeling embarrassed. Haku, is that true? He asked with surprise in his voice. Why, yes, Zabuza-sama, but I will stop because I am only a tool and tools don't have feelings. She said the last part. Sadly, this earned a smack to the ass for Haku and a smack to the head for Zabuza. Haku-chan, you are not some tool, you are a beautiful girl who just has a shitey father, he says, giving her a charming smile, making her blush, while Zabuza got another tick mark. And Zabuza, stop being an ass and tell her you love her too, or you get the same treatment as Gato, he says. Grabbing his sheath, making Zabuza go wide-eyed and run towards Haku. Haku, I also love you like the daughter I have never had. Please forgive me so I don't die, he says on his knees in front of Haku. Haku only laughed and helped him up. Zabuza-sama, I could never hate you and I forgive you, she says, giving him a hug. All right, all is well and good now, let's go party. Naruto then picks up Anko in a bridal style. You ready to get your world rocked, Heim? He says, smirking at the blushing Anko. Why, yes, I am now, let's go. Tazuna's house. The group arrives at the house with Zabuza and Haku. Everyone sits in the living room area. Naruto can be seen running upstairs with Anko over his shoulder, who is giggling like crazy along with a blushing Tsunami. Well, I guess he is gonna get his mission payment early. Kakashi and Zabuza giggle like perverts, causing them to be hit in the head by Haku and Sakura, whose faces were red at knowing what was gonna happen upstairs. Upstairs in Tsunami's room, Naruto threw the two on the bed and started to remove his gear, giving the girls a show, making them drool at his muscles. He puts up a silencing barrier and walks to them in nothing but boxers that do little to hide the monster peeking out his pants. Okay, I hope you girls are ready. I will be testing out this never-ending stamina of mine, he says, grinning at the two women in front of him. Then he jumps on them, and the sounds of skin hitting skin, along with moans of the ladies having the best time, echo throughout the room. Next morning, Naruto could be seen slowly opening his eyes to only close them when the sun shined in his eyes. A quick curse, too. The sun, and he tried to get up only to realize he couldn't move. There was a tuft of purple and black on his chest then. He remembered what happened last night and could only grin. It was his first time, but he performed like he was doing it his whole life, and by the satisfied looks on their faces he would guess so. He rubbed their heads, whispering for them to wake up. Anko-chan, Tsunami-chan, it's time to wake up. He lays kisses on their heads. No, 5 more minutes, the half-awake Anko said. I don't want to leave bed just yet, Tsunami mumbled. He could only chuckle at them. Well, if we don't get up, someone might walk in on us, and you don't want that, do you? Well, I would get up if I could feel my legs, Anko said, hitting him on the chest lightly with a cute pout. Why, yes, I also can't feel my legs, the embarrassed Tsunami said. Well, I did tell you I was gonna tear that ass up, didn't I? He says, smirking, making both girls blush. Why, yes, you did, but you were like an animal, and it was my first time, and you ravaged me like I never thought possible. A blushing Anko said, well, you did ride me like you said you would, and let me say those melons were bouncing like crazy, Naruto says, grabbing one of her breasts, which makes Anko moan. Yes, Anko-chan is right. I have never been taken like that before. I was always the dominant one during these things, a blushing Tsunami said. Yes, I thought it was your first time we would be able to be in charge, a pouting Anko said, but I don't mind as long as it is you. She blushed and turned her head. Ah, no need to be embarrassed. There was none of that when you were calling me Naruto-sama, when I had you in dogga style, he says, laughing at the red-faced Anko. You too, Tsunami, when you were up on the wall. I had to pick you up because you almost fell to the ground. He turns to Tsunami, who looks away red-faced at how she was. Haha, okay, let's get up before someone walks in and gets a good view. How about we take a shower and clean up? He then looks at them like a predator at its prey, and maybe we can have another round in the shower. The two can only shiver at his gaze and get turned on by it even more. An hour later and a couple orgasms later, the two girls can be seen limping downstairs with bright smiles on their faces, and Naruto is smirking like he won the jackpot. Everyone looks at them with knowing grins except the kids who don't know what is going on. So how was it? A giggle escaped Zabuza as he couldn't help himself. It looks like you three had a good night. He giggles alongside Kakashi, when they are both hit by blushings Haku and Sakura, who mumble about pervy teachers. We had a good night's sleep, a blushing Tsunami replied, limping to the kitchen. I'll make breakfast so we can get started on our day. Good morning, Papa, Rukia says, jumping in Naruto's arms. Look what I can do. She then makes a rabbit out of ice and gives it to Naruto. Oh wow, when did you learn how to make these? He replies to her, taking the rabbit. Well, big sis Haku showed me how to do it. Turns out we are from the same clan, and she is going to help me train my powers, she says happily. Well, that is great. Maybe she can come back to the village and show you how, he says, looking at Haku, who is surprised. I would love that, B, but I have to stay with Zabuza, she says a little sadly at not being able to follow her new little sister. Haku-chan, you can go with him back to the village if you want to. I was gonna head back to the rebellion in Kiri and maybe help them out with all the money we got from Gato. There is no way we should lose, he replies to everyone in the room. That is what you had planned all along, isn't it? Naruto says, looking at him. Yes, it is. I can't go back to the lead having killed one of its ninjas now. But Zabuza, will you be okay without me? I know it can be hard for you sometimes. Are you sure? Haku says worriedly. A tick mark appears on Zabuza's head. I am not some little kid, Haku. I can take care of myself. Okay, Zabuza, I will miss you. She cries a bit and gives him a hug. Okay, team, we just have to wait until the bridge is done, and then we can make our way back to the Leaf and take some time off. Kami knows I need it. He finishes the last part in his head. A week goes by with everyone helping finish the bridge, and with the help of Naruto's shadow clones, it didn't even take that long. They spent the rest of the week having a town celebration of their new hero, Naruto. He even got a statue made, much to Sasuke's anger, who was filled in with the details of the battle. and he vowed to go to the council and make him hand over all his powers to him. Naruto also kept training, and Rukia would train with Haku, while he made Sakura practice with him who was starting to show signs of getting better by being able to do 10 laps around the whole village without stopping, but still could not do all 50 like Naruto and the other Jonin could, which made her sad, but Naruto fixed it by putting her on his back and flying her around the sky. Inari had started to call him Atu-san, which made Tsunami blush at thinking of having kids with Naruto. Kasumi had been a little distant with Naruto, and it made him worry about her because she has never been like that. He said he would talk to her when he made it back to the village because he missed her. Bridge. The whole town was at the end of the bridge wanting to wish Naruto and the rest of his team goodbye, and all of Team 7 and Team 11 were there just accepting all the praise with smiles on there, and Inari were also there. They had wanted to go back with Naruto to the village because they thought it would be great for them while Tazuna ran the village. Naruto had developed a fan club much to the girls' irritation. Okay, goodbye everyone, we will see you when I come back and we are gonna have a huge party. The crowd gives a big cheer at his words. Goodbye Naruto-sama, we love you, his fan club said, and he smirked and winked at all of them. They all start to walk off the new named bridge called the Great Naruto Bridge. Much to his happiness and Sasuke's annoyance, they all walk down the path answering questions of the curious kids and Tsunami until a crossroad appears. All right, this is where I leave you guys and see you some other time, Zabuza said, giving a hug to his daughter, who was crying, but they are stopped when a group of Mist Anbu appear. Zabuza Mamachi, you are to come with us, the captain said, walking up to the man. Yay, so you can kill me, I don't think so, he says, pulling his blade off his back. No, you have it wrong, the war is over and we have a new Mizukage, he said, pulling out a paper with their mission on it and a message to Zabuza. He read the message and started to shake with fear at who is the new Mizukage. Mei Teromi is the new leader. He remembers all the times she tried to kill him with those lava balls and shuddered. Okay, I will come with you guys. Well, would you look at that, everything worked out just fine, Naruto said, smiling. Now let's get back, I need some ramen. He then picks up Rukia, Tsunami, and Inari, putting them in the arms of clones while he goes through a couple hand signs. Water-style water shockwave, he shouts, and a wave as big as the gates of Konoha form, and he jumps on top of the wave, making its way to the village at high speeds, laughing the whole way, while some of the others screamed. This is gonna be a crazy report, Kakashi cried, anime tears at his problems. Gates of Konoha. We can see the ever-present guards who defend the village, with all their might and years of fighting those who dare to challenge their village. Izumo and Kotsu. Man, I am so bored, I wish something new would happen, Kotsu says, drawing another card from the deck. Him and Izumo often play cards to help pass the time, because on days like these, it just goes by so slowly. Stop complaining, we have a duty to do for the village, we have an important job. We must make sure no person who wishes to harm the village can come in, he says, placing down his cards for a royal flush with a grin. Kotsu can only sigh and slump in his seat at another loss in his belt. You only say that because you keep winning. Pointing a finger at his best friend. Izumo puts his hands up in defense of his statement. Hey, no need to play the blame game, you just suck at this game, he then sighs. Where is Naruto when you need him? He always keeps this place feeling lively. Yay, who are you telling? He has gotten so strong he even beat Anko, and we can't even beat her if we team up. Kotsu replies with excitement when talking about Naruto. Turns out he has always been a fan of Naruto's pranks and his new powers. Yay, he will most likely become a Jonin before we do. Izumo replies, a little sad at that part. Hey, why don't we start to train again? Maybe we will be able to get prompted as well, he says, a little excited at the last part. Yes, you're right. We will start to train tomorrow, and we will be able to kick Naruto's, but in no time. The two high-five each other at their new goal, but the two are stopped when the ground starts to rumble and they can see trees being knocked down in the distance. ANBU, Kotsu yells, making 5 Anbu appear out of nowhere. There is something coming from the tree line, and I Can sense multiple chakra signatures. Squad, I will get on top of the wall to check you stay here and wait for any attack that might come. They all do just as they said, with them getting their weapons ready. What the Anbu sees surprises him. It is a massive wave of water. Coming this way. Everyone perform the basic earth wall and put in as much chakra as you can, the captain says, jumping down, and they all perform the jutsu. As the wave approaches, they can all see it and hear the waves crashing and what sounds like laughing. Prepare for impact. A second later, they are all smashed with the heavy waves and the wall starts to crack and some water shoots through some holes. Hold it. The captain screams, only for all the water to disappear. That was fun, Naruto-kun. Can we do it again? Enko says, hanging off of Naruto with a wide smile on her face. She wasn't the only one smiling. Kakashi, Sakura, Rukia, Tsunami, Inari, Sasuke, and even the now free Ranmaru, who was stuck in a ceiling seal until Naruto released him. Everyone on the other side of the wall, and even other ninja who had come, because they felt all the chakra being used along with some civilians. They froze when they heard the name Naruto. Some were confused. Was he the one who did all that chakra and massive waves? Haha, don't you worry your pretty little head, we can do it as much as you want, he replied, laughing until he saw everyone looking at him. Oh hey there, Kotsu and Izumo, how's it going? Waving a hand like nothing happened. Uzumaki-san, did you create this huge wave? The captain of the Anbu asked, getting out of his shock. He wanted to take this brat to the Hokage and have him explain why he did what he did. Yes, I did, awesome, right? He says, grinning at them. Hell yeah, it was. Can I come next time? An Anbu with a lizard mask said, only to be hit by another to be quiet. You bet you can, I'll even take you guys. He points to the gate guards who are shaking with excitement. Uzumaki-san, that was dangerous and could have harmed someone. I will take you to the Hokage office and have you explain your actions. Mama, no one was hurt, we just wanted to make it to the village fast, and he used this to travel here, Kakashi says, trying to calm down the problem. Kakashi-senpai, you were also involved in this. I must tell everyone how childish you have become. The Anbu then tried to walk to Naruto and grab him, but Naruto pushed his hand away. If you want to take me, you will have to catch me, he replied with a devilish smirk that scared the Anbu because they knew they could not catch him. I will not be in these games, Uzumaki-san, just. He is cut off when Naruto hit him with a paint bomb that turned his clothes pink, making everyone laugh at him. Fine, if that's what you want, when I catch you, I will cut your legs off so you can't run anymore. He then orders the Anbu to engage him. You guys go ahead to the old man's office, and I will meet you when I shake these guys, he says while running into the village at high speeds the Anbu could barely keep up with. Will Daddy be okay? He said those guys are the elite of the village. A worried Rukia asked Haku, who only picked her up. Don't worry, Rukia-chan, Naruto-kun has told me he was able to avoid those guys at your age, so I'm sure he will be just fine, Haku says, rubbing her head. Well, we can leave him to have some fun with those guys while we go to the office. I am sure he will have lost them by the time we get there, Enko says, starting to walk off, and the group follows him. While walking through the village, Rukia, Tsunami, and Inari are amazed by how big the village is and can't believe how many stores that they have. But they also feel a little anger towards them because they are the same ones who were hurting Naruto. When the group finally makes it to the office of the Hokage, they can hear voices in the room, and it sounds like a meeting is going on. They decide to go inside to see what is going on, but are shocked at who they see. The current Raikage, who has blonde, white hair that are in braids with dark skin, a build that is built for muscles, and to grapple and throw heavy punches that will leave you in the hospital. 2 companies with him. The one too is right is Killer B, the 8 Tails Jinchuriki, and has a build similar to that of his brother, the Raikage. On the other side of the Raikage is a woman who has a more slender build with light skin and blonde hair that goes to her back in a braid, who happens to be the 2 Tails Jinchuriki. They all stop when Team 7 and 11 enter the room, and a moment of silence is there, until it is broken by the old Hokage, who gives an awkward cough. Hello, teams, I see both missions were a success. He says, giving them a smile, trying to make the awkward situation. Go away. Yes, Hokage-sama, our mission was a success, but had some weird things go on during the mission and my report. Will definitely be one for the ages. Kakashi steps up speaking after giving a bow to the Raikage, who only nodded, recognizing who he was. He then motions for Tezuna's family along with Rukia and Haku to walk forward, and they all are a little nervous at all. The high-class people in the room. Hello, Hokage-sama, my end name is Tsunami, and this is my son Inari, and we wish to join the village. The woman speaks up a little nervous. The old Hackage can only give a grandfatherly smile at them, which makes them feel a little better. Okay, what makes you come to our village, if I may ask? Well, I came here to be with Naruto-kun. She replies, blushing at remembering Naruto and how many times they had sex of the week. Hee, I see, so you are sharing him with Anko. The old man and Kakashi giggle like perverts. Oh, Hokage-sama, they are sharing him all right, Kakashi says, hinting at what they did, making Anko and Tsunami blush. Shut up, you pervert, Anko says, hitting him in the balls with a red face. The old man gets a bit off a nosebleed at what he is thinking, but he wipes it away. The Raikage and his group can only sweat drop at what is going on. It's like they totally forgot we are here and who is. This Naruto they keep talking about. Must be some lucky man if two women are sharing him. Okay, we can talk more about that when Naruto-kun gets here, he says, getting under control a little bit. Now what? About you two, looking at Rukia and Haku. Well, my reason is similar to Tsunami-chan. I also wish to join the village, but as a ninja, Haku says, making an ice rabbit, much to the Hokage and group from Kumo surprise. Hey, old man, don't forget about me, I can also do that. She then makes another ice rabbit like Haku. They are surprised again at this because there are two clan members that could bring in new bloodlines. Haha, old man, I can see you hang with Naruto-kun a lot, can't you? He replies, laughing at her name for him. Of course I will, he is my dad after all, Rukia says, smiling. The Hokage stops laughing and looks at her in shock. Daughter, he must have picked her up on his mission, and with how similar these two are, I can see why he did that. But if raises her to be just like him, oh my god, this is not good, another prankster. And she has ice powers, she will also be really strong. I need to find another successor to take my place, or I will die from a heart attack with these two. He then starts to sweat heavily at all the things that go through his head at the possibilities. Hokage-sama. Oh, sorry about that, I was lost in my thoughts for a second. So you wish to be adopted by him, I shall write everything. Up now, he pulls out some papers and starts to write at light speed so he can help Naruto and this girl. By the way, where is Naruto-kun? We need him to sign and give me a report, he says, looking at them. Well, the Anbu were after him, because we arrived at the village on a wave the size of the front gates, and they wanted to arrest him for scaring them and causing trouble, Kakashi says, a little bit nervous. Haha, this sounds like a very fun guy. I wish to meet him, where is he? The Raikage says, laughing at everything this Naruto guy was doing. Well, he should be here in a little while, you know how the Anbu can never catch him. Anko replies with a wave of her hand. Raikage-sama, I can feel a great power coming here and it feels similar to mine. Yujito says, looking outside for the power closing in fast. Yay, bro, this power is massive, it's even stronger than all of us, B says in a rare moment of seriousness and a little nervous at the power. Everyone turns to the window where they can hear the cheers of the crowd and catcalls of the ladies. They can see what looks like something is coming. Everyone from the Leaf already knows, but those of Kumo have no idea and are getting ready for anything. Hahaha, dynamic entry. The shout comes from Naruto, as he is seen coming through the window with a grin in place, and in his blue armor similar to that of the second Hokage. I told those Anbu they wouldn't catch me, not even when I'm on my deathbed would they get me, he says, dusting himself off while taking a look around at everyone with wide eyes. Papa, the shout came from Rukia as she ran to him, and he caught her in his arms while spinning around, making her giggle and laugh. Hello, my little snow princess, is everything going okay with the old man? He replies, smiling at her still in his arms. Yes, and I called him old man just like you said. But Haikni-chan says I must call him with respect, and she hits me on the head. Will you punish her for me, daddy? Rukia says, doing the puppy eyes jutsu on him with tears in the corner of her eyes. Oh, don't you worry, I will be sure to make sure Haku gets spankings for making you cry, he says, giving Haku a smirk, making her blush and covering her butt. But she is right, we must address him with respect. Even though he is an old man, he is still the strongest ninja after. You kick us, dad, that is, he says, puffing out his chest, making her giggle. Yay, I want to be a kick-ass ninja too, she says, waving her hands up only to be bonked on the head by her dad. Language or no candy for a week, he says, giving a stern glare, making her go wide-eyed. A week, no, I promise I won't say the bad words ever again. She shakes him, looking at him with horror. Well, I better not catch you saying any bad words, he says, smirking at her. Naruto-kun, you can do that later. We have other matters to get into, he says, trying to get things under control. Yay, no problem, Lord Old Man, what do you need? He says, stepping by his team, ignoring the Kumo group who are looking at him with wide eyes at seeing what he just did and how everyone is all calm. Reikage Don, we will continue our talk tomorrow for the exams if you don't want to listen to all this stuff. No, that's okay, I am really interested in this group you got here, he says, eyeing all of them. Hiruzen nods his head and then looks to the teams and asks for the report and what has happened. An hour goes by, and Kakashi is just now starting to finish his report about what has all gone down on the mission, with wide eyes at what he is hearing along with the hidden Anbu and Kumo group. So Haku, you used to work with Zabuza and now have split up and want to join our village, he says, looking at her. A quick nod from the girl and he sighs. Well, if that's the case, you will have to go on a probation for 2 months, and then after that you can join our ninja ranks like you asked. Okay, Hokage-sama, I understand, she bowed in appreciation. For the meantime, you can stay with Naruto along with the new Rukia Uzumaki, he said, smiling, making Naruto smile, but Rukia was asleep. Tsunami and her son will also live with you. Not a problem, but I am gonna need a bigger place with all these people. Can I have the direction of the Uzumaki compound? I know one must still be here. This makes the old man freeze and a little nervous and scared. En Naruto, I don't, old man, I don't agree with what you did, but just let me have everything that belongs to the clan and scrolls. From my mother. And we can call it even, but come the Chunin exams, I expect to know who my father is. Okay, Naruto-kun, I'll give you everything. He then goes and opens a slot under his desk and takes out scrolls and sealed letter. Here, this is everything Kushina sealed up before she died to the Kyuubi. W8, he is the son of Kushina Uzumaki, the Red Death. The Reikage shouts, losing his cool for a second. Wow, my mom sounds pretty badass if she was able to make you react like that. And she also got a pretty badass nickname, Naruto says, smirking. Kid, you have no idea, that woman was scary. KLRB shivered at hearing the laugh of the Red Death. Can I see a picture of her, please? Naruto said, looking at the Hokage with hope. Well, there are better ones at the compound, but I guess you can look at this old one. Grabbing something from his desk, the Hokage hands a picture to him and Naruto gasps. Oh my Kami, my mom is freaking hot. The blonde says, making everyone's sweat drop at what he said. Really, Naruto-kun, that is the first thing you say when you see her. Anko smacks her face in exaggeration. I can't help it, just look at her beautiful red hair and round face that just makes her look even more cute. Not to mention her rocking body and cup size. Naruto-kun, you do realize you're checking out your mom, right? Tsunami says in a blank tone. Well, anyways, Naruto-kun, now that you know you're in a clan, you will have to go in the CRA, and I have to tell the council of this along with your daughter and Haku, the old man says a bit seriously. If they try anything stupid or talk out of line, they are dead, no questions asked. Naruto said, dead serious, looking at Hiruzen, who tries to suppress a shudder at his gaze. Okay, and about your bloodline, they will also try to force women on you. It won't work, only I will pick who gets a piece of me. He then picks up Rukia and walks off to his house and the rest of his group. Well, Hokage-sama, that is one interesting kid you have there, the Reikage said, sitting in a chair. Yes, and I can sense he holds the Kyuubi. That must be why he is so strong, and can do all those jutsu he said he did, Yujiro says, speaking up. Yay ain't no way he's stronger than 8-0 as a little brat, but if he thinks he's good he can always come and mess. With the bull B says rapping again. You have it wrong, he's never used the Kyuubi chakra once. The old man says, shocking all of them. B, but why are they not on good terms? Yujiro asked. He tells me they are really close. He just hasn't met anyone where he needed to use the chakra, so he only has fought with his own power, shrugging his shoulders at them. Well, when we get back to Kumo, we will have to tell our genin to up their training, the buff Rakage says. And not to mention, he didn't even acknowledge that we were in the room. He is a little bit pissed at that part. Uzumaki compound. We can see Naruto walking with a sleeping Rukia and Inari on his shoulders sleeping. He is walking with Tsunami, Anko, Haku, and Ranmaru, who have all decided to stay with him. So Ranmaru, when we get settled in, and they have the council meeting, I will introduce you to the Hyuga head and try to get you in their clan, and they will help you. He speaks to Ranmaru in the arms of a clone. Oh, okay, thank you for doing all this for me, he says a little shyly. They all stop when they get to a gate with a giant red swirl in the middle of it. He sees seals on the gate and rubs some blood on it, recognizing it as a blood seal, and the gates open to a compound in perfect conditions due to the seals that help keep the place clean. Wow, this place is huge, he says, looking at the massive front yard that has a stone pathway in the middle. They begin to walk the path until they make it at the front door, and Naruto puts the key in and opens the door to a massive mansion with space enough for them to stick a pool in the middle of the floor. Holy crap, this place is huge, Anko says with her jaw on the ground. I know, look at that kitchen, Tsunami says and quickly runs to it with stars in her eyes, making everyone's sweat drop. Rukia-chan, Inari-kun, wake up and look at your new house, he says softly, shaking the kids awake. Papa, they both say at the same time. Yay, that's me, now look at your new house. They turn around and go wide-eyed and start to run around. Rukia even walked on the ceiling, making Inari pout because she didn't help him. Rukia Ni-chan, pick me up as well, he says, reaching out. She grabbed his hand and tried to pull him up. Little bro, you are so heavy, what have you been eating? She says, struggling. What, I am not heavy, why you rabbit brain, he says to Rukia. What did you call me, fish brain? She says, getting his face. Rabbit brained. Fish brain. The two disappear in a comical cloud of smoke, fighting and throwing insults at each other. All right, you two, you can stop now, he says, walking up only to be hit by a flying carrot, making the kids stop and look at their dad in horror. All right, you kids are gonna get it now. He then makes a water whip to spank them and start chasing them around the compound, making Anko, Haku, and Ranmaru sweat drop. Well, they can go and play. How about we go pick out our rooms? Anko said, getting out of her shock. Yes, let's, Haku said, picking up Ranmaru, who needed help to walk. Once Naruto was done playing with the kids, he goes into the master bedroom, where he can see pictures of his mother and a blonde man who, this is the fourth Hokage. Am I the son of the fourth Hokage? He sits down on the bed in shock. Looking around, he can see more pictures of the two, and then see a pregnant Kushina along with Minato Namikaze. So my own dad sealed Kasumi-chan into me. He smiles a little bit holding the picture, and some tears come to his eyes at finally knowing who his family was. I was born to be a badass. He chuckles a little bit at that statement. He gets up and walks to the closet, seeing all his mother's clothes and his dad's cape as well. A little big, but I can grow into it, he says, taking the cape off. I will tell the group and those I trust. He leaves the room to go to the front of the house. He sees Tsunami in the kitchen happily cooking lunch, Rukia and Inari in the backyard training with Haku. Anko is on the couch eating dango, watching TV with her coat off, leaving her only in her fishnet shirt, with Ranmaru in her lap, also eating dango with a smile. It's what I always wanted, friends and family to call my own. He says a little more tears are coming to his eyes, but he wipes them away and walks to the front door. I am going out. I will get the rest of your stuff, Anko, and also mine, so we can get settled into our new home. Everyone smiles and waves him goodbye. Streets. In the streets, he can see many people giving him smiles and nods from the ninjas, and the kids still smiling happily at him. It seems as if they are starting to see me for me and not Kasumi-chan. He frowns at the fact that she is still not talking to him. He is cut off when he can smell his favorite food, and he goes over there to greet the two people who work there. "Hello. You guys, have you missed me?" he said, sitting in the seat reserved for him. Naruto-kun, is that you?" The shocked Ayame says, a little pink on her face at seeing how handsome he looks. "Oh, hello, Naruto, where have you been? We thought you forgot about us." "Sorry about that, I was training and also just got back from a mission. But can I get some of that food of the gods?" he says, drooling at the food. "Sure, Naruto-kun, just don't do that again, okay?" Ayame says, hitting him on the head. "Sorry, Nichan, I won't do it again." He then spends a little while eating 30 bowls of ramen and telling them about what he has been doing for the last 2 months, and to say the two were shocked is an understatement. He said he would show them during the Chunin exams if they made a poster and cheered with his new family. They agreed to it instantly, making him laugh. He is now walking from Anko house with all her stuff in a scroll, and was now making his way to his house only to be stopped when an angry Kurenai Yuhai jumped in his path, giving him a death glare. "Hello, Kurenai-chan, I've missed you," he said, smiling. She blushes a little bit but shakes it off because she is angry at him. "Don't Kurenai-chan me, where have you been, mister?" she says, getting in his face, making him raise his hands. "I am sorry, I wanted to tell you I had a mission with Anko, but it was an emergency and I couldn't find you." She looks at him for a bit before sighing. "Okay, that is a good reason, I just overreacted a bit, I understand." "Don't worry, Kurenai-chan, how about I make it up to you?" He grabs her and pulls her into an empty alley and pushes her against the wall, making Kurenai blush and try to look away. But Naruto grabs her by the neck and whispers in her ear, "How about I rip these clothes off you and take you up against this wall?" giving her ear a bite and kissing her on the neck, making her moan. "Naruto-kun, no we can't do that," she says through moans, arching her back a little bit. He then starts to run, his hands down her sides, and grabs her by the ass and giving it hard smacks. He slides a hand in between her legs and grabs one of her breasts, giving it a squeeze. My Kurenai-chan, you are all wet. You are liking this, aren't you?" he says, smacking her ass again. He then plants a kiss on her lips, making her eyes go wide at getting kissed by Naruto for the first time. She then gets over the surprise and starts to kiss him back, trying to get control, but is stopped when he picks her up, making her gasp, and he sticks his tongue in her mouth. "Naruto-kun, I like you," she says, red-faced at everything that is going on to her. "I know I am going to have to share with Anko, but I am okay with it. She already told me it was okay." "Well, that's good because I am in the CRA and you are gonna have to share with some other women," leaving her shocked. "I knew this would happen, at least I can have you to myself right now," she says, going back into the make-out session. "Oh, Kurenai-can, you naughty girl, it seems you are a pervert." She blushed at what he said before she smirked. "Only for you, Naruto-kun," she says, reaching in his pants only to go wide-eyed. "How are you so big? You're only 13. She says, a bit more shocked. "Well, I look like a 15-year-old, and that means certain parts of me also look older," he says, smirking at her shock. "Just ask Anko and Tsunami when you get back to my compound. They will tell you all about it." "Why, you and Anko had sex?" she says, shocked. "Yup, and I tore that ass up. But don't worry, your time will come." He gives her ass a smack before body flicking her to his house and giving Anko her stuff, getting a kiss from her and giving Tsunami a kiss as well. He left to go back to get his things from his house. When he was finally done with that, he was walking back down the streets of the village when an Anbu appeared in his path. "The council wishes to speak with you," the Anbu said, and disappeared. "I knew it would come sooner or later." He then body flickers to the chambers. Council chambers. In the chambers, all of the clan heads and the civilian members can be seen all together, with the Hokage at the end of the table and everyone else on the sides, waiting for the Uzumaki to show. "Hey there, old man, is it already time for this meeting?" he says, standing in the middle of the room with everyone looking at him. He looks at all the civilian heads with a blank face, unnerving some of them until he sees Sakura's mom and gives her a charming smile, because out of everyone she was always nice to him and helped where she could. This makes the young blonde blush a bit at how handsome he looks. He then looks at the clan heads and nods, but when he sees Hayashi, he stares at him for a little bit, making the room tense a bit. "I have something to talk to you about, Hyuga," he says in a neutral tone. "It is Hyuga-sama to you, boy," he responds in a blank tone matching Naruto. "You get my respect when you earn it, but I have discovered a child on a mission with powers similar to your Byakugan, but his eyes go red, and he lacks physical strength because of his eyes from what I could see so far." Hayashi eyebrows raised a little bit at what he was hearing. "I want to see him for myself. I will go get him now." He disappeared in a lighting body flicker, shocking everyone, only to come back a moment later with him. "This is Ranmaru, and he has the bloodline I am talking about." Ranmaru then activates his powers, and Hayashi is shocked because it is something that was only shown in the early years of the Hyuga days during the war and states area, when the Hyuga's eyes would get stained with blood, leaving them that color, causing a genetic mutation. How that is the red Byakugan not seen since the war and states period. This shocked everyone because he never loses his cool, and then they heard what he said and were even more shocked. "Hayashi, what does this red Byakugan do that is different from yours?" asked the Hawkage, wanting to know about anything. "Well, there is not much on it, but from what I know, it can see further and predict movements like the Sharingan. It has the ability to see even more chakra points that my eyes can't see." This left everyone surprised, and even Naruto and Ranmaru. "Well, would you look at that, you are gonna be a kick-ass ninja like your Nick-san," Naruto says, grinning at Ranmaru on his shoulder, blushing from the attention he was getting. Thank you and Naruto-ne-san. "Okay, I will take you home and tell everyone about your new powers." He then disappeared again. "Wow, that boy is just full of surprises," said Shukaku, who was up for once. "Oh, you know I am?" He appeared standing next to Tsume, who was shocked at his appearance. She was even more shocked when he picked her up and sat her in his lap, grin still in place. "I can sense your arousal. Are you in your heat cycle?" he says in her ear. "Shut up, you stupid Gaki, that's not for you to know," she says, getting out of her shock. He then puts his hands on her waist, moving them up and down. "No need to lie to me, Tsume-chan." He blows in her ear, making her shiver at how sensitive her ears are. Stop, don't do that," she says, hitting his chest. He then starts to rock her back and forth, making her rube against his crotch with her wedding folds. "Do you need me to come and help you with your problem? How about I come over later and help you?" he says, till talking into her ear. She then gets up and body flickers to her house with her Ningen. Everyone in the room was shocked. The men had nose bleeds and the women had slight blushes. And Naruto come back on topic to the meeting. He coughs in his hand, getting ready to speak. Naruto is the last member of the Uzumaki clan and has agreed to be in the CRA to help his clan. He also brought 2 Yuki clan female members and one his adoptive daughter. The clan heads are shocked because they didn't expect for him to be in the Uzumaki clan. They thought it was just a name given to show respect. The civilians, on the other hand, were not so happy. Most were angry and some wanted his clan's power. One stupid civilian member got out of his seat to yell, "This demon brat is no clan heir, he is the son of a whore." Naruto got out of Tsume's chair and put his hands together and pulled them apart, showing a scythe of lighting, and made his way to the man. Anbu jumped in his way, but they were put to the ground when he released some of his killing intent, and they all fell to their knees, and the clan heads also fell, and the Hawkage started to sweat. The civilians were throwing up and choking, except for Mebuki, who was only sweating. "My mother Kushina Uzumaki was not a whore, and those words will never come out of your mouth again," he says in a cold tone. "PP, please, I am sorry," the man said, shaking. "I don't care, you fools take me for some kind of joke, but you will learn to put some respect on my name." With that said, he sliced the man's head off and then sat back down, leaving everyone silent for a moment. "Anbu, take the body away," the Hawkage said, getting over his shock. Hawkage-sama Keiko, this demon, he killed Larry," a civilian member said. You see, old man, this is what happens when you get soft and don't enforce rules. Fools like this think they can just order you around, leaving people like me to clean up the mess. Naruto then gets up and does the same to the stupid Civilan. This is why I told you to get your act together, and you should probably start to train again if you are gonna invite the other cage to the exams, because they won't respect you if you just look like an old man doing paperwork. This makes Hiruzen realize how right Naruto words are again, and the clan heads can see the fire come back to the old man again, and they smile while Danzo curses in his head, but he takes this moment to speak up. He is cut off when the Hokage looks at him and corrects him. It is Hokage-sama to you, elder, Hiruzen says in a firm Danzo curse even more in his head. Sorry, Hokage-sama, but we should put these girls in the CRA to rebuild the clan, giving us more ice users. In an instant, Naruto was at Danzo's neck with his lighting scythe ready to cut his arm off. Clearly, you need some more convincing. How about I just get to the root of the problem, Lord Old Man? Not giving him a chance to respond, Naruto slices Danzo's arm off that is covered in bandages to everyone's shock. But what they see leaves them grossed out. It is an arm covered with Sharingan eyes that are open. Naruto throws it to the ground and burns it with his lighting. Damn you, boy, do you know what you just did? Danzo replied in pain. Anbu take his ass to Ibiki, the Hokage said, and they did just that. Everyone just looks at Naruto. Now I think we all had a long meeting and just want to go home, so let's wrap this up and go, shall we? Oh, Mebuki. Chan, I will be coming over some time to help Sakura-chan with her training. So she has finally apologized to you. I am so glad, she said, giving him a hug. Well, see you guys some other time. He wraps his black trench coat with the orange flames on the bottom around him and disappears in a water tornado. That boy is so troublesome, came the reply from the Nara head. Everyone can only nod. Uzumaki compound. Hey guys, I am back. Naruto appears at the front door taking off his sandals. Hello, Naruto-kun. Enko, Kurenai, Haku, Tsunami, and Kurenai replied at the same time. Hey Papa, Rukia and Inari say, jumping on Naruto. Welcome back, Nig-san, Ranmaru said, waving on the couch. He could only smile at his welcome party. Who is ready for dinner? He shouts, getting excited from everyone. Uzumaki compound was once again filled with laughter and joy. Naruto's mindscape. Naruto can be seen wearing a white t-shirt with black pants with foxes on them. He was in the forest he called his mind, looking for none other than Kasumi, who has not been talking to him for days. Where is she? You would think it would be easy to see a giant fox in the forest. Maybe she is in her human form and is in that little house she made. He continues walking until he comes across a cottage in a clearing next to a lake. I will admit she knows how to live in style. He walks to the door to knock. Hello, Kasumi-chan, I've come to see why. You don't want to talk to me. He does not get an answer, so he knocks again. Kasumi-chan, why won't you answer? Still no answer. She hasn't been talking to me since I had sex with Anko and Tsunami-chan. Now understanding why she doesn't want to talk to him, puts his head down. Kasumi-chan, I'm sorry, I understand why you don't want to talk to me now. It's because I slept with those two. Do you think that I would just leave you in here and never talk to you again? He still is not getting replies from the other side of the door. I wasn't just playing with your feelings, I truly care about you. We have become really close over these 2 months, and so close I can even say that I have feelings for you. He can hear moving inside the room at his statement, and he only smiles at that. I need you in my life. I want you there for my new family, the family that I want you to be a part of. He can hear someone coming to the door. I also miss your really soft tails. They make really good pillows. He chuckles and can hear one come from the other side of the door. When he is about to continue, he is cut off when the door opens and a crying Kasumi can be seen. Baka making me cry. She then hits him with one of her 9 tails and sends him flying off into the forest. She runs after him with a smile on her face. I guess I can let you have that hit for making you cry, he says in pain while being stuck in a tree. I am sorry, Naruto-kun. I just thought you forgot about me and would leave me alone again. She pulls him from the tree into a warm hug, and he returns the hug. He then pulls back and grabs her chin and gives her a kiss that makes her toes curl. I hope that can make up for it, he says, smirking at the red face Kasumi. Bibaka don't do that again. She looks away only to have her chin pulled to him again, and he gives her a soft kiss this time. I just couldn't help myself. You are so amazingly beautiful. I just had to let you know by showing my love to you, Mai.